This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this car. It is a 2003 Toyota Matrix XR, little four-door hatchback, has 74,000 miles. It was a theft recovery purchased directly from an insurance company. It's on a clear title. Basically, all that's wrong with this car is a few pretty minor cosmetics, which I'll be able to point out to you in a second, and needs a radio. They sold the radio. We'll have before and after pictures. You'll notice that these bottom pieces, this and this and this, are not there. So we had to buy those pieces and send them to the paint shop. We have another Matrix in our dealership right now that's for sale that I drove for almost 100,000 miles. Great cars, love these cars, and I used to take those little pieces off all the time on curbs. So I know why they're not there. If you look at the other one that we have in our inventory, you'll see that those have been replaced before also. Anyway, it's got a nice little set of wheels on it. Driver tire tread's probably 70 or 80%. These things go forever on a set of tires. They're so light. There's not a whole lot of rubbing going on there on the ground, so they stay forever. Lots of little tiny high-speed rock chips on the bumper and on the hood. It's going to be a great price. There's no reason to do any of the cosmetic stuff that I'll show you. Passenger tire looks like it's more like about 40 or 50%. This is just a really good gas-saving car. I know in the silver one we have, the other 03 that we have, that's an automatic, so it won't get as good a gas mileage as this one. And that one, in the city, light to light, no highway driving at all, would get about 320 miles out of 14 gallons in the tank. So you get, 22, 23 miles a gallon in the city. That was the one I drove forever. And a manual, if driven properly, should do better than that. There's a nice little scuff. You could buy a touch-up paint and improve the appearance of this vehicle quite a bit. Let's open up the back here. Not sure if that's empty. That's empty, and that's empty. Make sure that we know what we're getting here. Let me unlock these. There you go. See if there's spares here. No spare, no jack. Which is about I don't know, it's probably maybe a $70 problem. What's cool about these things is the seats will fold forward and make tons of room. I could get 4 full-size wheels and tires, like 20-inch wheels and tires for a truck, in the back of that car. The passenger rear tire looked like it was pretty low on tread. This is very high on tread. Might need one tire. I'm going to fire this thing up. My guys tell me that we did replace the ABS module. There you go. You got 74,163 miles. I'm going to open the hood. Show you underneath the hood real quick. Alrighty. First of all, there's your VINs on the fenders on both sides, so you know they're the factory parts. There's your stickers on the hood where they belong. You want to see all that stuff to make sure it hasn't had any replacement parts put on. There's the core support. Everything's where it belongs. Looks like this had some sort of an alarm on it at one time. There you go. And it is running. They are very quiet running cars. I've driven my Matrix. The Matrix we're now selling, I drove for 100,000 miles. I must have driven it to San Diego and LA a dozen times. And I know from experience you can drive from Tucson to San Diego on 1 tank of gas, which is about 14 gallons. And it's about 340 miles. A little more than that, 350 miles. And I actually made it to LA, which is 400 miles on 1 tank. I made it to San Bernardino, not technically LA, but close enough. Let's see, let's make sure that these windows work. That's the passenger rear window. And the other thing that's cool about these cars is everything on these cars is just super cheap. Window regulators, parts, even a motor. If you need a motor ever, you can get one of those used motors that they take out of cars with over 35,000 miles in Japan for like $350, $400. And you can pretty much put them in, install them with tools in a basic toolbox. There's the wheel key. There's an extra key here. This is a great kid's car as long as you can drive a manual. Alright, let's see. You also got a little outlet here, which I used to, back in the day, I'd have a copy machine or I'd charge an iPad or whatever. You turn that on. That activates this plug. Let's see, what else? I think that's on this side. I'm going to have someone come out here and drive it for me. There's your driver window. Obviously I can't drive it and do a video at the same time because it's a manual. Locks work. Let's see, let's do the mirrors. Here are the mirror switches. That's out, in, up, down. Other side, out, in, up, down. It does have tilt wheel. That is right here. That works. Seats look great. The interior of the seats look fantastic. I'm gonna have Jason come out here, take us on a little ride. I promise not to fall in love with this Matrix. It does have a moonroof, so let's watch that work here. It's an aftermarket moonroof, by the way. And they did a really good job in installing it. There you go. Alright, let's check the air real quick here. Let's let that run for a second here while we go through everything else. There's your defroster. Air circulating. Blah, blah, blah. We have cruise control. Where is it? I forget where it shows.
Tilt's right at the bottom. Cruise is in the middle.
In the middle? There you go. Okay, and you got tilt. Alright, let's go for a ride. We got a little 5-speed manual, that's reverse. How's the clutch feel?
Clutch feels good.
Of course, on this car, the beauty of a clutch on this car is how much would that run?
$120 and about 2 hours to put in.
You could basically buy a powertrain, the whole thing, clutch, tranny, motor, install it in a half a day. Yeah. And all those parts would probably cost $600 or $700 at the most for everything.
Most?
Yeah. That's the beauty of these cars. There's hardly anything on this car you can find that's going to cost more than a couple $100. The motor is $300 or $400 at the most. And they run like they always run, don't they? Like, I got a bunch of stuff rolling around in the glove box here. That would be the noise. Anyway, obviously we don't have a radio. They stole the radio, but Best Buy for $120 and you're done. That way you get what you want. We had the old radio for my car, but they didn't have the plug for it. So that's the deal. So you got a 5-speed manual, and that's that. All right. Let's get to the speech part of it. If you come to Tucson to drive it home, you you're going to pay taxes and you're going to pay dock fees. Because it's on a clear title, we don't need to get it inspected. So you're going to pay 2% city sales tax plus whatever your state tax rate is. So if you fly into Tucson or drive to Tucson to drive it home, and let's, for example, your state tax rate is 5%, you're going to pay a total of 7% tax. That's 5 in your state, 2 for our city. So 7% tax plus $250 dock fee. If your tax rate is 3%, you're going to pay 5% in a dock fee. You pay by wire and ship, no dock fee, no taxes. Once we receive full payment, we'll mail you the title. Or if the shipping's going to be pretty quick, we'll just put the title under the rear seat and you'll get it that way. You'll have an online file with all your documents in it. Our title, the insurance title that we got, as much as we have, you will have. Deposits, please make sure you get a deposit in. Once we have a deposit, we have a deal. At that point, we will put your name and a banner over the truck at wheelk.com, and it'll be sold. Until then, it is for sale. We are not holding it for anybody. Lastly, this is my speech that I've been giving for about the last 60 or so vehicles for about 4 months. This is not a new car speech. This is brought on by crazy people on eBay. Not all of them are crazy. You either got really cool people on eBay who understand what they're buying, or you've got insane people who think they're buying a brand new car for, $6,000. It's one or the other. It's never in the middle. So this is geared towards the crazy people. This thing is not new. It's way out of warranty by the engineer's standards and obviously by our standards. We have no idea what's going to happen to this car the day you get it. We don't know if check engine lights are going to come on. We don't know if the clutch is going to blow up. We don't know if the motor is going to seize. We don't know because we're not Nostradamus. Today, it runs like every Matrix we've ever had. It runs like the Matrix I owned for almost 100,000 miles and drove every day that is in our inventory. It's a nice car. But if you want a new car, if you want it to be a new car, you have to actually buy a new car. And those come with warranties, and they come with free bottled water at the service center, and they come with a loaner car and all kinds of cool stuff. They also come with a different price. So I would imagine this car at Precision Toyota here in Tucson would probably run in the area of 25, probably about 25 grand. So you're going to save, way into the teens buying this vehicle from us. So you might want to put aside some money for a rainy day. Like the worst case scenario would be everything blows up, the clutch and the tranny and the motor, and you could replace them all for right around $1,000, including labor, if you don't have mechanics who are screwing you. So that is my speech. If you don't understand that there's risk involved in buying a used vehicle, don't buy one. All right? I think that's it. Thank you very much for your time.